Because in India it's like Kitri. You have all kinds of religious ideas all mixed up. So somebody, child grows up, and he hears all kinds of things. That if your dog dies, then you should that's if somebody dies, then you don't stop worshiping the deity. Don't go to the temple. Any praman for that? Anybody know any praman? It's very widespread. I've met many people. Why didn't you come last week? Oh, my mother's sister's auntie's cousin expired, so for 10 days we don't go to temple. Has everybody has heard this? Everybody has heard of it. From where this idea comes? Can you give any praman? Silence, no. Because there's no praman. We are basing our actions, we should, all of you should learn and find out what are the important principles given in the Sat Shastras. The Bhagavad Gita is Gita Upanishad, is the essence, and the Srimad Bhagavatam is elaboration, and the Vedanta Sutra, the Upanishads, we should find out what they say. It's very difficult because these books are not available and they're not taught in school. Nobody knows. So we also accept what the Acharya has taught simply by chanting in a proper way. All the Vedic knowledge is included in that. But that's actual purity. So it might take years to learn to chant properly. We're chanting in some we think it's proper, but actually a third party can detect some nuance in the tone that is introduced, self-introduced. So to the extent that it is not proper according to the example of the Acharya, to that extent it lacks potency. So there's many people chanting Hare Krishna. You can look online, or even in Hyderabad or any big city, or in Vrindavan. Every day there will be kirtans going on, but what sort of kirtan? Is it real kirtan? If it's not according to the way of the Acharya, then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he says it's not kirtan. I've said before. And he has also quoted the Brahmanda Purana, saying that people who chant so-called kirtan, their destiny is not good. They get no benefit, and they get punishment in future lives. So it's a very subtle science. And one doesn't have to be, though, a big scientist, even a child. Like this, in this incident in New Zealand, a boy, simply by hearing the proper chanting, he understood the whole purpose of the movement, and he wanted to. He felt that as a local boy, he can have a good influence. He wanted to speak. It's very wonderful. So we should listen. I am always advertising. You can download Prabhupada's bhajans and kirtans and record them and listen to them on some device. It's out of my reach, but I'll show it on the camera if you give me. Your camera is far away. You're focused. Don't destroy it. This Bluetooth music player. One of many brands. It's a very good one. When I was a young boy, there was no television, and radios also varied from small ones the size of a shoebox up to big shortwave radio, this big. So the best shortwave radio, there was Telefunken and Philips maybe, and Blaupunkt. So I saw this advertised. I said, I wonder if this is the same Blaupunkt, or some Agarwal has made his own Blaupunkt and he's manufacturing. But no, it's the same Blaupunkt. And it seems that a lot of car radios now, the cars made in India, have Blaupunkt radios. so it's very good. But other ones are there also good. Stone Boat, and many brands. And you put a little micro SD card with all of Prabhupada's bhajans and kirtans, and this one will play for 8 hours, not even connected to the power. Others, I don't know. So, all of you have heard this many times. Those of you hearing for the first time who are looking at, if you're seeing on YouTube, please say something so I'll know that you're actually listening. You're obviously viewing, but how long are you viewing? Are you learning anything? I want you to benefit, not just I'm interested in number of hits. What are they called? Views. And I don't care. I could easily learn the trade secret how to get lakhs of hits, of views. There are some young people, even some imposter Rasananda, sorry if you're watching, some other Rasananda Das, a young Bramacari, he's got lakhs of views. I don't care. We're after, yeah. But I try to speak quality, not quantity. Quality means essential truths, maybe small truths or big truths. I don't have any script, anybody writing for me, or makeup artist, or using any, what is it called? What is a motivational speaker? What is that, motivational speaker? If you have no motivation, you are trying to... Motivation means usually impure motivation. Usually motivation refers to desire for material fame or profit or possessions, isn't it? That's what motivation usually refers to. We don't hear the word in relation to Krishna consciousness. The motivation, we can have motivation to become spiritually purified, but that is a very personal, internal thing. It's not that you can maybe the meaning is that you try to motivate a big audience to also take interest. But not by talking. Talking follows kirtan. So I've yet to hear proper kirtan. I've looked at a few of these so-called motivational speakers, not for that reason, just to see who the other Rasananda is. Maybe he's not, doesn't have so many followers, but in some context I was looking, trying to understand what they mean by motivational speakers. So I see big auditorium filled with young professionals. They don't look spiritually motivated to me. They look like they're just waiting until the lecture is over so they'll go have a pizza. And then they can count that I was at that lecture. Maybe the temple is giving pizza. So if you can show that you attended the lecture, then you get a free slice of pizza. I don't know. Things like that go on, isn't it? You know, if you show some receipt, then you can sit down for prasadam. Otherwise, you have to wait. So, shall I, any questions or comments? Otherwise, I'll stop here. Pardon?
You have more 20 minutes.
Pardon?
You have more 20 minutes to speak.
Oh, I have more 20 minutes. You don't have to fill up. I was feeling a little not well today, so I didn't really prepare for talk.
Do Kirtan. Kirtan do.
Okay. Even that. I don't have the energy, really. I'm wearing an old dhoti. Actually, it's not a dhoti, it's a lungi. I should say something, actually. I'm not supposed to wear, brahmacharis and sannyasis, they should wear plain cloth without, this is kind of attractive, but brahmachari sannyasi doesn't even wear a lungi or dhoti with nice border. This is simple, but it's nice. We're supposed to wear, and the word nice doesn't apply. There's one property of this color, though. There have been tests done in modern laboratories that this color is, they expose some animals, you know, to different colors. And some colors, they agitate the nervous system. You've seen pictures of, in Spain, they have bullfighting, a very uncivilized activity. It's like sports, like football here, cricket. You go to a big stadium, and some man is standing there, and they let loose a bull, and he provokes it. How he provokes it? By showing a red cloth. A red cloth. So they've done experiments with different animals, exposing them, you know, painting the walls different colors or lining the cage with cards of different colors, and they found that this color, kind of peachy or saffron or whatever you want to call it, has a very, it's causes, the agitated electrical activity of the brain to settle in animals. So it has the same effect on people. That's why actually people always writing articles, the scientific basis, scientific proof of our Vedic, our Hindu, no, that's, we don't depend on science. It's nice if you can if some scientists have shown, but our proof is in the chanting, not in the scientists' words. The scientists can be wrong, and are wrong, often, too often. But it's a fact that this color, it's calming. Well, and you see in the street, the fashion, some people, they dress in red, in different colors, specifically to agitate the senses and mind of others. You've not noticed? Why do you have a red feather on your... Some insect might get disturbed. Some people who claim to be followers of Prabhupada, Hare Krishna, you see at some festival, they're wearing red kurta, blue kurta. No, not right. If you know, anyway. Prabhupada said for grihastas, you should wear white or yellow. But recently I also said for brahmacharis, he was instructing Jadharani, one of the early artists, that brahmacharis should wear saffron or yellow. I've not heard that before. So somehow this piece of cloth is both yellow and saffron. So I Prabhupada has said that Shishya, we have to become, to learn the science of Krishna consciousness, we have to become Shishya. What is Shishya? Shishya means, Prabhupada explained, it comes from the Sanskrit root shash. No? So shash means like shastra, and it's like a weapon. So the truth is a weapon against ignorance. Ignorance is like darkness, like a cloud. So to come out of this darkness, one has to become Shishya. It means someone, shash dhatu means shash, means I forget the dhatu actually, shash dhatu. Kshatriya, the same, but one has to become, it means to follow the rules, you see. So the beginning, the spiritual life, which may take more than one lifetime, is follow the rules. And all these rules and regulations. How to sit, how to talk, how to walk, how to eat, how to... All these rules have to be followed in order to... because otherwise our behavior is governed by what? You see, I see a boy walking in the street. Suddenly, he'll, if I had not seen before, if I didn't know what is cricket mania, this looks like some psychiatric neurological disease. I've seen actual patients, I forget the technical term, that their nervous system is very unstable, and suddenly they'll do something like this, some rash motion. So when I first saw that, I thought, oh, if some of my classmates, if I were to send them a video, they'll think, what do you have there in India? Epidemic of this. Does anybody know the technical term? No. But what is he doing? He's imitating, Sunil Gavaskar or some big cricket star, and that's the way they throw the ball. In the West, they have baseball. They throw in a different way, and that ball goes 10 times faster than a cricket ball. Very dangerous. Yes. So that's an extreme example, but people who study psychology or maybe sociology, they study these things, how people walk, how I noticed some of the servant class ladies going to clean the house, and they walk in a certain way, and they swing their arm. From that I know they're actually very aggressive. They're dressed in a very nice sari, but no Bramacari should ever provoke one of them. Because that same swinging, they'll whack you, or if they have a stick, they'll... Have you noticed this? Huh? See? Other more cultured ladies, they wear the same sari, but their arms will not swing in that way. There's all kinds of subjects for study. This is called mudra in Sanskrit. You can tell by the mudras. That's kind of a gross example. Anyway, so I'll stop here, even if I have time available on your SD card. Any comments or questions? Thank you. Hare Krishna.